Some special guests for you today. I would say all the way from wherever, but I don't know where y'all from. Y'all in LA, right?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, they in LA, but I think you're in LA. Oh, are you?
Yeah, I live in LA, but right now I'm in Europe just because of coronavirus.
Oh, because of Corona. Okay, so you from Russia, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that. Okay, so let me just introduce you to these young men that's taking on something that's very big, trying to get all the shmoney in these streets, okay? We got the fellas from MOORvision. What up, though, y'all?
Yep. You know what it is?
Yeah, so, and the reason I say all the shmoney in the streets is really what I'm saying is they're trying to take control. As we filmmakers know, you make a project, you raise funds for the project, then you put the project out and you never see a dime your entire life. They're making millions of dollars off your project and you still broke, going on tour, like New Edition, their story. They went on tour. They went on a world tour. They got dropped back off into projects. So they're trying to prevent that from happening to themselves and other filmmakers as well with their platform, MOORvision.com. So we're going to get into it, and they'll tell us more about how they plan on getting this going. And the reason I put these guys on is because I saw their trailer that looked amazing called Bompton Had a Dream. So that's Compton, but I guess that's Bompton if you were blood. So they'll tell us a little bit more about that. Yo, welcome to the show, Ali and Ra. What up, dog? Yeah.
We appreciate the opportunity. Real talk.
Oh, no problem. No problem. So give us a little backstory. Tell me, how did you guys meet? Is this your first movie? What other projects you work on together? Tell us a little bit about the history of what became MOORvision. Because when I think about the word more and vision, I'm just thinking, I done went down to Noble Drew Ali and all this kind of stuff. So, yeah, Tell us a little bit of story behind that.
I'll start off with the origin of the name. I was watching Hidden Colors with my little sister, and she's way more Afrocentric than me. I at this point in high school, I didn't know much about my people or myself, to be real with you. So she introduced me to the show. The series, I got to about part 3. After the first part where they introduced the Moors, I was already lost in this world. I just wanted to keep watching and keep doing my due diligence. So after that, I realized there is a people that we come from that is responsible for everything we know as a people today, and it's not represented in no which way in the media, in culture. So when I thought about that, I felt as though they were visionaries for even taking their cultural values and expanding it throughout the world, from Europe to Spain, back in those dark ages of 711 AD. So yeah, I wanted to see how we can make the word visionary, put a play on it with where we come from, and give ourselves an Afrocentric background in the name, because that's something that's absent in media. People don't really recognize who we are in the first place, but also in the company,
Everything. And as far as the MOORvision, the name itself, I always since I was really getting into this whole thing, getting familiar with the media and, the way films portray just, other people, outside of just, the Captain America you see all the time, the Iron Mans and, people like that. There's not enough. That's the one thing that always angered me, just the lack of diversity and lack of proper representation. We all know the thing where the black guy dies first in the movies and stuff like that. I never understood, and where I come from, I never met a black person until I was 16, I think, 15.
Wow.
So to me, because
interesting to hear. Hey, that's crazy.
Yeah, in Russia we don't have black people. So, I never liked the ignorance and, stuff that I just mentioned. So, when me and him met and we just connected mentally with what the stories we wanted to tell and the change we wanted to bring to media and, just the stories that are being told out there. It was easy.
Bompton Had a Dream. Let's talk about that first.
What's up with you, nigga? You out here on your big celebrity shit, about to make cars and shit, finna be big college man. What's up, nigga? Just big time, huh? Now, huh? I can't fuck with you, huh?
Man, I hope he goes to UCLA. Either way, he's one and done for sure.
Man, you on your way to the show. You got a big job on your hands. I know you gonna represent though, right?
Run my shit, nigga.
Damn right.
Run my shit.
Your shit, nigga.
Seen all that stuff on Instagram. You need to get your shit together.
Nigga, you got fucked up yesterday.
So you ain't gonna do nothing about it?
Fuck you mean I ain't gonna do shit about it?
Nigga, you need to do something about it. Niggas gonna start thinking you pussy.
The only time that she should see you out here fighting is if you fighting for her.
So you a blood now?
A bandana and a goddamn pistol. Boy, y'all mamas ought to smack the nigga out y'all.
I'm just feeding myself mentally, bro. Gentrification is real, brother. That little shoes you got right there in that basketball,
Oh, God.
is gonna be in the museum someday. But all the little white folks telling their kids, look, Becky, he used to live here. Yeah, that'll be you.
Sad. You need to get out your own head.
Where your brother at?
I'm just headed to the park right now. I gotta get these jumpers up.
Well, if y'all niggas ain't doing shit, I'm coming. I gotta hit the liquor store. I got a little bitch that's over there, and I got a couple niggas I gotta shoot too. So,
Shoot.
we got some shooting to do. Yeah.
Why you tripping, bro? You know these niggas, fool me?
Nigga, these the homies. Nigga, these the same niggas you niggas grew up with.
I love you, Mel. Kinda seems like you play for you on your own now.
Put it into their hand and just gave back. And looked out.
I'm in shoes on it. So many in the world can feel. For all of Compton, tune in 6 o'clock.
Bumpton. I'm from West Side Paru, nigga, and I don't think you understand that, bro.
Remember our conversation, right? Man, handle your business, man. P-Funk.
Mel, don't tell nobody what I'm committing to.
Man, fuck you too, nigga. Acting all weird and shit, blood, cause you got these little scholarships, nigga. You still a bitch. Save yourself, nigga.
So tell us about how you came about like working on that film. Like what inspired the story and things like that?
That's a long story. We was just at the time it was like 2018, right? Summer 2018. We was just looking for something. We just had a couple flops with the partnerships and stuff like that that we was working with. People, like I said, people that we tried to work with couldn't count on them. So long story short, me and him was sitting there just thinking like, what do we do? Like, what is going to be the first thing that we do that's MOORvision that we could just put our brand to and really give 100% to? Because we did a couple short projects, a couple web series. We worked with Bone Collector, did some videos for him, but we didn't do anything that was truly MOORvision just yet. And that's when he was telling me that he has this play that he wrote in high school that he's been telling me about for years now. You want to go into that, Ra?
Yeah, so my mother, she's heavily affiliated in the NAACP. So as a kid growing up, I was always in that space. I was one of the younger chairpersons in the Long Island branch in New York. And I noticed there was a high school competition called AXO for African Americans to participate in categories ranging from music to arts, mathematics, and science for people to showcase their ability. So at this point, I'm a sophomore in high school. I'm dropped out of school doing certain things I shouldn't be doing at that time. And she forced me to write a play for the playwriting category. I gave it to her, didn't think nothing about it. Months later, she had me go to this award ceremony. I ended up winning the gold medal on a local level. Then it took me to the nationals, which was like a whole week trip in Philly with hotels full of just young people that made me feel like my mind was minuscule. And, it was insane, and I ended up walking across that stage that weekend, winning a gold medal on the national level. So it was something I knew that I could resonate with. It was a story about just three different aspects of me and what I was facing at that time, being young and Black and struggling. Like I truly didn't, know if I wanted to take basketball to the next level for myself. I could play ball on my own, I could do my thing. I didn't know if I should, at this point, take it and really try to push it for the rest of my life, or should I try and see what else is good for me? And I know there's not just a ball to dribble or a mic to rap on or a drug to sell. So I wanted to see what I could do differently and find a different avenue for myself. I wrote about that. Then I also wrote about being a product of my environment and really being outside and being with my friends and being with people that I ran with and just doing whatever came to the plate that day. You know, a lot of the times it could have left my life at a standstill in a cell, or potentially could have lost my life a couple of times doing certain things. So I wrote about that. That's all I wrote about. Now I put it into this script. I feel like if I was to go into my career as a writer, director, it'd be the perfect piece to kind of just start off with and let people know that this is me. And not only this is me, but this is all of us. Like I'm pretty sure there's billions of stories just like mine. And I wanted to tell that.
When we started actually getting into the filmmaking process of it, we originally wanted to do a short. And obviously a short is like, under 15 minutes or something like that. So when me and him was talking about, doing this story, Ra writes really fast. Ra can write a whole script in like a day or two. So in 2 days, he's like, yo, bro, I got this script ready, but it's 150 pages. I'm like, damn, this is not a short. So he's like, I got to rewrite that. And he rewrites that. And he rewrote it like probably 7 or 8 times. And now he got it down to like, 90 pages, 95 pages. And we're just sitting there like in the apartment just thinking about like, yo, why are we even thinking of doing the short? Like the budget we got, we could probably, if we make some sacrifices, we plan a little different, we can make it into a feature. And at the time, it was a $25,000 budget, which is extremely ambitious for a feature film, right?
Yeah.
But, we figured out how we can make certain, like I said, sacrifices and, what things we could really go cheaper on and, spend most of our budget went to the equipment. So that's why our film has that really cinematic look. And LA played a huge part in who we were today, at that point especially. And we were just thinking of how we can pay homage to something that influences us that much. And obviously we was thinking of different places. Yeah, we was thinking of different places. We was thinking of making it Watts, maybe Crenshaw. We was thinking of getting Nipsey involved. Thank God we didn't. I know if we did and we worked with him, I'd be heartbroken as hell. Yeah, like I'd lose my mind if all that happened and we worked with him. But we just stopped on Bompton. Kendrick Lamar is one of my favorite rappers, one of Ra's favorite rappers, and we've been following him for some time. Dr. Dre is one of the biggest influences on me. He's from Compton too.
We also don't appreciate Hollywood's portrayal of LA culture as far as South Central goes. But I watch shows like All American on my block, and to know what really goes on out here, like I truly feel like it's disrespectful to them to a certain extent. Trying to like wiggle themselves around the authenticity it needs. Like On My Block has a shot where they're tracking out from the house on the drone, and like I could easily see a hotel that's down the street from me in North Hollywood. Like they're not actually shooting there. That was the point. That was a tipping point for me to say, okay, this movie is going to be completely shot in this community with everyone from the community in it, and we just gonna keep it real to them. Like, not what I want to do. We want to keep it real to them.
That was a question I had was, did you get like a backing behind you, say with the big homies, you know what I'm saying? Were they like, oh, this a whack, or were they like supporting you? Did you have any trouble? Like, especially now since you talk about shooting in the community, like even though the narrative that's painted is, oh, they tough guys, they get out of here, but there is some type of territorial thing when you come in people's neighborhood doing different things. They really try to scope you out. So so what was that like? I guess since you said you were working with the actual people in the neighborhood, like how did they receive you, and like how did you get in?
Yeah, I mean, it was honestly because I know like what gang culture is, and my background and my family is I have certain ties with my family as well that is involved with that. So I know what it is, and it's I didn't necessarily just want to go jump into Compton and just say, hey, I want to shoot a movie here. But because my partner is like kind of, not in that world as much, he was willing to just say, okay, let's go to high school, Centennial, and just try to meet with the principals and talk to them and see if we can get in that way. He was a little bit easier his logic worked better for that. So
yeah.
so we did exactly that. And we went to talk to the principal at Centennial High School. She was in love with the project. She was behind us 100%. And then a security guard had walked up to us after the meeting. Shout out to Twin. he came up to us like, yeah, man, another concept, love what y'all doing. Y'all need anything in the community, just holler at us. Like, let us know. I said, well, we want to, shoot on Paru Street. We just naming stuff because, like, obviously, we want to just have everything that's tied to the community involved with the project. And he was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to call Wacko. I'm going to holler at you in a couple of days. I'm going to get Wacko on the phone. We just like, all right, cool. Yeah, holler at him. Like,
yeah. We told him the same thing. We told you like about, how much we just want to embrace this world, like be authentic to it. And, those couple of days with him, I heard from him, and eventually we started shooting. And I remember we was outside the gym and Rob was shooting inside, and I just stepped outside, like, and Twin was right there, right next to me. And I was like, yo, have you heard from Wacko yet? He's like, oh shit, let me call him right now. He calls him, he's like, yo, these guys are here. And he puts me on the phone with him right there and then. I didn't expect that, right? So he was like, so you guys want to shoot on Paru Street? You guys, what's the movie called? Oh, Bompton Had a Dream? Why Bompton? And that's a serious man right there. That's some serious questions to answer for me, especially like I'm so far from there. I'm so foreign to this whole culture, right? But from the things I know, like the stuff that we was going for, I explained to him, and then he pulled up on us. We had a whole conversation with him about what we was doing. He just, he respected it. He loved it, and he helped us a lot. His name is Wacko OG. He just literally said, next day, I'll pull up on wherever you guys are shooting. I'll give you guys a tour around what you were looking for. Because the day before, we were supposed to shoot in a different part on the Crip side of Compton. And thank God we didn't shoot there. It was just a rehearsal. And the guys, actual Crips from there, saw us shooting, and it was like, yo, what y'all doing here?
Man, I'm rehearsing on a scene on the street behind the park. And like four guys hop out of the car. They're like, says, oh, what y'all doing, bro? I'm like, yeah, we just rehearsing for a movie. It's like, yeah, what movie y'all rehearsing for? He's like, I'm like, yeah, Bompton Had a Dream. He's like, Bompton? Like, Bompton? Like, bro, this Compton Crip, bro, Bompton. I'm like, damn. Like, 4 more, like, I don't know where they came from, but like 4 or 5 more people hopped out the car. Tried to press heavy, I'm just standing. I'm like, yo, I'm telling all my actors, I'm like, yo, go to the park, get out of here. I'm gonna talk to them. Go back. But everybody started moving up with me and trying to figure the situation out. And I'm just telling them, like, yeah, we young filmmakers, we just doing our thing on this side. No disrespect, nothing like that. Mm-hmm. But that's also a part of it. A lesson we learn, we have to understand the complete politics of this area before we go in there and just, try to get our creative vision off. So that was one of the things we had to deal with early on. So when Wacko came on board, and he took us all the way through, like if you watch the documentary on YouTube, Noisy Bompton, with Kendrick Lamar, a lot of those same locations is the exact locations he pulled us up to and said, look, I can shoot here, if I need to park here, I can do that here.
Yeah, there's the liquor store, there's the park, there's the alley. Everything we needed, he just showed us there where that community is. So,
and that, I don't know, that really says a lot to get the respect of Wacko, because I'm sure everybody, I don't know, people like that, to me, like they smell fakeness a mile away. You know what I'm saying? I guess just to know when the cops coming or whatever, I don't know what he do, but it just seemed like they know when people trying to play them. And even you getting out of that situation with the Crips, after you done told them what the movie name was, I would have called it something else. But I don't know. It's just like something y'all got about y'all. Like, you young, but you got like a older soul or something, like just a little wisdom or something.
We do get that a lot, but it's just we want to pay respect anywhere we go. I think people forget that you got to reach your hand out and give it first. Like, that's what we about.
And so y'all said you had. Let me ask you this: with the movie is the launch. For MOORvision, their first launch is the movie for you starting your own streaming service, basically, right? So kind of tell me about why you decided to do a streaming service and how's it going so far?
It's going beautiful, and I couldn't, we couldn't be more thankful for the way things are working out. But the way we came up with it, we had just secured a cameo from an NBA player in our movie, and we were supposed to have an investment for that. But some crazy things happened, and again, God just prevented that from happening for us. And we was really like, we was really low, like sitting by the pool, like, man, we was just so happy that we just got this cameo. Like we was working on that probably for over like 2 months, just locking in that cameo. And the movie was already shot at that point. We was just doing reshoots and everything. And we just said, man, like money was in the way. You know, how do we fight this? Like our whole creative careers, money was in the way. So we just said, like, why don't we just come up with a streaming service where the profits will fund the projects, and not just our own, but everybody else's, because we're not the only people who have to struggle through our creative careers with finances. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't want that to be something that other people have to worry about, because that stunts growth, that stunts so many things. And from just this, it grew into something completely different. If you go on our site, you'll see other features like, you know, fair opportunities and, you know, film stock and funding projects or creating creative control and ownership, and so on and so on, you know?
Yeah. It's basically our version of everything we wish we had when we came out here, and giving people the opportunity to finally be able to live a full career. Potentially, this is just potentially, like, live a full career without having to work with the studio. Like, that's not a thing. With commercial value projects, they don't, like, it's non-existent. So we want to build that for people who are similar to us, that want to be able to completely curate how they want to curate, and don't mind the extra hassle of understanding a business element, a creative element, and doing everything that's tied in with that to make your project come to life on a pre-production to production to post and marketing and distribution level.
All right, yeah, that's excellent. And speaking of that, you got the big boys that you're going against. You got the Netflix. Just every station got an app now. So how?
It's not competition though.
Exactly. Okay, so how do you see? Yeah, go ahead.
We're in competition with ourselves. Like it's really us making our own lane and seeing where we can take it. And honestly, I'm glad you mentioned that, because, you know, from the beginning of time since we've been in LA, it's been those same conversations. People that are used to going to Netflix, people that are in those offices, from Paramount to Lionsgate, all these companies, these people we talk to, every time we sit down, it's just the same thing. Like, how do you think you're going to be able to build around these other companies?
How are you going to sell your project to this company or that company? How are you going to go work for this company or that company? How are you going to get an internship with this company or that company? The conversation was never how can you own your work? How can you do your own thing completely independently, your own way, right? Because if you know anything about the entertainment industry, you know that.
Yeah, like Master P is an example of it. Like, let's say MOORvision is competing against Netflix, right? Let's say that happens, where y'all look at it like that. That's going to be a benefit for the artists. They can tell Netflix, no, I'm not going with y'all. Y'all not paying enough. I'm going to go over to MOORvision. Competition in the market, you know, always breeds. It's kind of like a seller's market, and when you buying houses and a buyer's market, it's just like, no, we got other options. We don't have to go to Netflix or whatever. Yeah. We can go, there's other places, other streaming companies we can go to. So I think that's great. I just know it's probably going to be challenging. So I don't know, you probably face some challenges already, but tell us some good news so far, something that my audience might not know about. What can you say is a win? You know, that type of thing. And I know just completing that project was a win to me. Yeah, so tell us something more.
So to me, you know, to have launched at 21, when we were both 21, like the first filmmakers, streamers, like this is a streaming service for filmmakers. And for us to be the first people to, you know, establish that and make that happen for our people in this next generation, and to be able to be of this age and know what it's like, because we're eye level with everybody.
Yeah,
that's the biggest win to me, you know. But I'm pretty sure I'll add something there.
Yeah, outside of just that, like with this film in particular, just getting the feedback of people who were from those communities and similar places, you know, who we made it for, and just knowing that they liked it and appreciated the work we did, that's victory right there.
I can't wait to see like 5 years from now. And I think just because you guys are young and you're doing it, that speaks a lot. Because a lot of times, you know, now that I'm this age, I realize how much of my youth I wasted. You know, they say youth is wasted on the young, and I'm just so proud of you guys for not wasting your youth. Like, I don't know if you listen to Gary Vee, people like that, but you're putting in the grind right now, and you're reaching out to other people, building a community. It's just not all about you guys and your projects, but it seems like I might be able to get out, you know what I mean? So I'm excited, and I know that 5-10 years, as long as y'all stick with it, you'll be a force to be reckoned with. I believe in you, and I'm excited about what you're doing. Y'all got any last words or things y'all want to say? Anything you want to plug? Go ahead and do it now.
Trust your vision.
Trust your vision.
Trust your vision. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. These are our brothers.
Thank you as well.
From MOORvision.com, MOORvision.com, MOORvision.com. Check them out and check out their movie. And we'll see you next time on the show. All right. Peace.
Love.